When you think of the Tirupati Balaji temple, don't just picture a building. Picture a living, breathing force. For 2,000 years, this place has shaped cultures, outlasted empires, and drawn millions and millions of people into its orbit. So we're going to explore just how it became so powerful. So what's the secret sauce here? How does a 2,000-year-old temple become one of the most powerful, most visited spiritual centers on the entire planet? Well, the answer isn't just one simple thing. It's actually a really unique combination of forces that we're about to break down. One of the best ways to describe it is as a civilizational institution. That's a pretty powerful phrase, right? It tells you that to truly get what Tirupati is all about, we have to look at it through a few different lenses. Its incredible history, its unique geography, and of course, the raw power of its faith. So first up, let's put on our historian hats, because you really can't understand Tirupati today without understanding its incredible story of survival and continuous patronage, a legacy that's pretty much unmatched anywhere in the world. I mean, just look at the sheer span of time we're talking about here. This whole legacy kicks off with mentions in ancient Tamil literature, it's then nurtured by kings like the Pallavas, and it really hits a golden age under the massive Vijayanagara Empire. This place wasn't just built in a day. It's been a continuous project of devotion for 2 millennia. And this, right here, is absolutely crucial. While countless other historic temples were destroyed during invasions or just crumbled as empires fell, worship at Tirupati never stopped. Not once. That unbroken chain of devotion is incredibly rare, and it's a huge part of its unique identity. And get this, its immense wealth didn't come from conquering armies. It came from the devotion of pilgrims. Its appeal across India is literally written on its walls, with inscriptions in 4 different languages. The temple even managed to keep control over its own rituals during the British Raj. And that statue of the great Emperor Krishnadeva Raya, it's still standing there today, a permanent reminder of the deep connection between power and the sacred place. Okay, so that's the history. Now for the second piece of our puzzle, geography. To really understand Tirupati, you have to understand where it is. And believe me, its location is no accident. It's absolutely central to the whole story. The temple sits way up high in the Seshachalam Hills, at an altitude of 853 meters. That's almost 2,800 feet. But as we're about to see, that number is so much more than just a measurement on a map. Yeah, that number means everything. For the millions of pilgrims who make the journey, the physical act of climbing, of moving upwards, is a really powerful metaphor for their own spiritual journey. You're leaving the everyday world down below to reach for something higher. You see, this geography did 2 really critical things. First, its remote location acted like a natural fortress, protecting it from the kinds of invasions that destroyed so many other temples down on the plains. And second, the rich forest and springs around it allowed it to be a self-sustaining community. So the geography didn't just protect the temple, it actually defined the pilgrimage itself. And all of that brings us to our third and maybe most important lens, the powerful myths and beliefs that fuel this entire phenomenon. This is where we really find the why behind it all. I mean, why do people stand in line for hours and hours, donate incredible sums of money, and even offer their own hair? Well, the answers lie in stories that aren't just ancient myths. For devotees, they are living, breathing beliefs. At the very heart of the temple's immense wealth is this amazing story. According to the legend, Lord Venkateshwara took out a massive loan from Kubera, the celestial treasurer, to pay for his wedding. And the belief is that he is still repaying that divine debt. So the donations from millions of devotees are their way of helping him. It totally transforms the act of giving money into something of cosmic importance. And the famous offering of hair? It's a deeply symbolic act. By shaving their heads, devotees are literally shedding their ego and their vanity. They're offering up the most visible part of their identity in an act of complete and total surrender. But ultimately, it all comes down to this one core belief, darshan. It means seeing the deity. The conviction that a single glimpse of the idol of Lord Venkateshwara has the power to literally change the course of your life, that is what draws millions here, year after year after year. So, let's bring these 3 different perspectives back together to answer that big question we started with. Why does this temple endure with such incredible power? The answer isn't one single thing, but this powerful convergence of forces. You take an unbroken history that gives it deep legitimacy. You combine that with a sacred geography that offers both protection and meaning. And then you infuse all of it with a living faith so powerful, it inspires this unbelievable devotion. When you put all those things together, you get something that is far, far more than just a simple temple.
So when you really consider its 2,000-year history, its massive economic footprint, and its profound cultural impact, you have to ask a much bigger question. Is Tirupati just a temple? Or is it an economy? Or is it maybe a miniature civilization? And that right there shows you the true scale of what we're looking at.